What's going on, guys? Kevin Fox here for Fox Fishing 4K. So I get asked a lot of questions about finding fall time crappie, and they are a little bit different than the winter time. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you exactly how to find these fish, the structure to look for, the baits to use, and even the jigging pattern to make these giant fall crappie bite your line. Let's go. Woo! Okay, so we're on a new lake today. And the first thing to start off with is, I would say, you should really focus on stain colored water. A lot of crappie really like dark colored water. The second thing you want to do is check where your deep basins are on that body of water, because what's going to happen is these crappie are going to move. They're in a transition phase, like other fish, like bass, like walleye, muskie. The fall is a transition stage. These fish are moving towards their winter homes. So crappie suspend usually in a 25 to 35 foot basin and about 15 feet off bottom. You want to find lakes that are tea colored water, very dark, where they have a basin that's about, I would say, 30 feet deep. Now what you want to do is not fish the middle of the basin, because that's where you'd fish them in the winter time, but you want to fish them on the edge of that basin. Let's say about 18 to 22 feet, because what they're going to do is they're going to sit on those edges. If there's any type of weeds, structure, sharp breaks, those crappie are going to sit there, feed up on little even microplankton, minnows, all kinds of stuff before they slide down into the deep part of the basin for winter. And this is when they're biting really, really well, and you can really capitalize on them. So we're on a new body of water. Let's go check it out. We are going to rip to the side of this basin, throw our live scope down, and see what we can see. Let's go. So as you can see, I'm starting here in 30 feet of water, and I'm gonna work my way up this bank. I have a couple pins up here where there was fish the other day. If I zoom out a bit, 28 feet of water. It's 8:26 in the morning. You can see all my scan lines here looking for crappie. And now you can see the pins. They're sitting right on that edge break where it goes from like 12 down to 18. And you see all the pins there? And you can see where I've scanned all around that area. So we're gonna head over to that spot. I'm gonna put the live scope and the trolling motor down, and we're gonna see if those fish are still there. Today we are using the Arc Lab shuttle with the LVS 34 transducer. Slow it down a little bit towards those fish. Turn my big motor off, we don't need it. I'm gonna grab my rod. This is the tactical fishing rod, and as you can see, I've probably got here, it's probably like I'm guessing this thing here is a 1/16 ounce. I've got this at tackleterminal.ca. They're these little grubs. They sell a bunch of crappie magnet stuff, and I like the chartreuse or bright orange just because this real dark water, this stands out and the crappie really like it. Okay, so we are set up. As you can see, it's 21, 22 feet of water. I'm gonna see the odd crappie, like here, and that's what you wanna see. Really don't wanna find just stragglers. You wanna find the jumbo school, because they will ball up. These single roamers are probably looking for the school. So I'm looking at 45 feet. Let's zoom out. I really wanna try to find these things, so I'm gonna go out like 70 to 90 feet to look for distance. As I turn, I can see a few up ahead here. As we're getting shallower, watch my depth, 19 feet. You'll see as we come up on the edge around 16, you'll see a lot more fish starting to appear. Now up here, there is a stick sticking out of the bottom. If you can see it, there it is. That might be it there. That's the stick that's sticking out. Now a lot of fish should hang out right around that stick. It's just like one single log. But as you can tell, look at all the fish hanging out by it. So we want to find key structure areas such as that log and fish those, because that is where all the bigger crappie are going to hold. And we're 15, 16 feet of water, which is perfect. I'm going to spot lock and see what that does. That should swing us around. But there's all the fish. Only like 14 feet behind us. And I'm going to try to do this one hand. I'm going to unhook my bait, and I'm going to try to hold my rod and you guys at the same time, if I can. Okay, so we are hooked up, guys. We got a fish on. If I reel this in a little bit, here we go. That there is a decent slab crappie. He came up, hit that right away on the jig. Oop. We're gonna get him off and get him back and start catching some more. Okay, he's off. See ya, bud. And I'm gonna throw him off the other side of the boat just so he doesn't spook the school. See ya. He gone. We're gonna take a peek. Okay, there's my bait. You can see it going down. I'm gonna open my bail because I don't want to lose distance. But you can see me sinking down right there to those fish. Got him. I'm hooked up. Now, I don't know how big it is. I don't even know if I can lift him. His mouth may tear. When these fish get really big like this, their mouths are really soft. So he may rip when I lift him in, but I may get him in. I don't know. I'm going to try. He's heavy, though. Okay, there we go. We got him. We got him. All one shot. That was good. It's hard to fish with one hand, but I like to try to show it all one shot, so I'm not switching baits. It's showing the real deal stuff. And he was just barely hooked. There, he's out. Again, terminaltackle.ca. Nice little bright grub. And if you want, go to Walmart, find something that's nice and bright like this to use. If it looks similar to this, they're gonna bite it. And again, this one's a nice crappie. He's probably 12, 13 inches. Nose up there. Okay, he's a little bit bigger. So, but we'll get him up to 16, 17 inches this time of year. Like lots of 15s, couple 16s, and the very rare 17s. But they're there. All right, let's get him back. And let's get another one. Nice, beautiful crappie. A whole bunch more moving in. Now the problem with this is a lot of smaller crappie moving in. I'm not really a fan of the smaller guys, and they will come in and take over. What I want is the bigger guys holding the structure. Those ones are like 8 to 10 inches. I want the big king crappie that holds the structure. The bigger the structure, the bigger the fish that it'll hold. It's like prime territory for these things. Okay, I'm dropping here. You can see me dropping down. Let's try to jig our bait. And I zoomed in the live scope so you can see better. The jigging pattern I'm doing, if I back up, is I'm just doing a tiny little wiggle like this, if you can see my hand. Tiniest little wiggle. And then every once in a while doing a quick little snap like this just to get attention. Once I do a couple little quick snaps, I go back into this little wiggle like this. And they look at that like a little aphid or a bug, and they hit. Oh, just missed one. Wiggle. It's just the slightest little wiggle. There, that guy came up. He's looking at it. Got him. Oh, I missed him. I missed him. Back into the wiggle. So yeah, guys, just because there's 1,000 crappie does not mean you're just going to get hammered by giants. It doesn't really work that way. You really, really, really want to practice your jigging technique. Okay, so here's my bait going down. I'm going to try to skip all the little guys if I can. Those guys will hit you no matter what, pretty much. I want these big guys right down here by the sticks. So here's the jigging technique. Just like a wiggle like this. You can almost even just tap your finger like this as you slowly lift, just like that. And that's what's going to make these crappie bite. Got him. Now, oh, that was a little guy. You get the jigging technique. I just want to show you guys one big one here before we go, and then I'll be happy. Guys, we got a good drop here. We got a good drop. We're right by the log. We have a chance for giants. I will need the net if I get one of these 15 to 17 inch crappie on. I got one. Oh, I lost it. Oh, it was a big one too, guys. We had one of the big ones. Just a little wee guy. Okay, we have a giant coming. We have a giant, guys. Okay, we got a bigger one, guys. We got a bigger one here. As you can see, that is a better size. Still only 13 inches. There's giants down there. And I'm going to still try to catch one, but at least I can show you guys how to catch some of these beautiful fall crabs. Go going. Another one. That's it. Just keep going until we get get a giant. This one looks bigger, guys. This one looks bigger. We're getting down into that better class fish. 13 inches maybe. All right, so instead of sitting here and just cycling through 100 crappie, you guys watching me, let's just cut to the good chase. I'm gonna fish until I get a couple good ones, like 15, 16 inches, and then I'll come back. You guys wanna see some big crappie? Check out these 15 and a half. And there is a 16-inch crappie. Check out the size of that. Look at that mouth. It's like a bass. See you, buddy. That thing is just a giant. I want to, oh, there it goes. Let this one go too. All right, guys, hopefully that helps. Get yourself out there, get some gear, get some crappie baits, and enjoy your fall. There's a ton of crappie to be caught. So get out there, have fun, catch some fish, and on to the next one. Peace. Woo!